Hello, everyone. Welcome to Console Room Saturday night GaLAUGHray Comedy Showcase. Please welcome them to the stage.
Don't worry, I was on college radio for 7 years. I'm used to people not listening to me. How we doing? Nice. GaLAUGHray. I know I am not the person you expected to come out of that TARDIS, and I do apologize. Unfortunately, my dear friend, Miss Shannan Paul, could not be here today, but we do love her. We're sending our positive vibes that way. She will be back at Console Room again, you guys. So, with that speaking, my name is Matt Doima. Some of you might know me as a comedian who's done this. I've actually performed here the last 3 years, but a lot of you probably know me as Miss Shannan's assistant. That is a specific reference. I don't know if you know Anton, who's one of the co-producers here at Console Room, but I've had to do shows with Miss Shannan for a while, and I actually act as her producer. Because she's got other things to do. She's on the radio. She has different voice acting gigs and things like that. So I had kind of to do the gopher work. I had to be the one who had to do contacts, right? And I was at Quantum Con. I don't know if you guys know Quantum Con. Do we have any Quantum Cons here? Nope, you don't go to Anton's. Oh, one other person. The rest of you are like, no, we don't go to Anton's other stuff. That's totally fine. He introduced me to the entire group of people. I was like, oh, this is Miss Shannan's assistant. So from then on in, I have worn this shirt every time I do a show with Shannan. So that's a lot of fun, you guys. I know that comedy right now is a real tough to swallow, but in times of tragedy, in times of sadness, joy is the biggest weapon against tyranny, you guys. So don't let anybody steal your joy from you. And I have a quote I want to read before I get started here in my set. I think you guys will appreciate this. And I was a dummy and left my reading glasses in the back, so if I mess this up, that's on me. All right. Hate is always foolish, and love is always wise. Always try to be nice and never fail to be kind. And another quote, love in all forms is the most powerful weapon we have, because love is a form of hope, and like hope, love abides in the face of everything. And I think that those words mean a lot more after the events of today, you guys. So we need to keep joy, we need to keep happiness, we need to keep going, because when they take that away from you, you got nothing else left. All right, now I'm actually going to try to tell some jokes and be funny, because otherwise I'm depressing myself. There we go. My name is Matt Doima. I come from St. Cloud, Minnesota. That is not the appropriate response. No. Yeah, it's bad. Don't worry about it. It's north of here by about an hour and a half. I perform all over the Midwest and the nation in the big comedy hotspots like Mayville, North Dakota, and Yankton, South Dakota, Sioux City, Iowa, and Duluth, Minnesota. You know, all the big places, right? People always go up to me like, Matt, you drove all the way here from St. Cloud to perform comedy? And I'm like, have you ever been to St. Cloud, Minnesota before? I would have come here for a timeshare presentation. Like, sell me on Kissimmee, Florida. Come on. I will say this. St. Cloud gets a hard time because we are always number one with the bullet, voted the worst city to live in Minnesota. And I think that's unfair. Have these people never been to Wilmer before? Like, they don't even have a Costco. As far as I'm concerned, they're not people. Like, that's not how it works. You ever been to Marshall, Minnesota? If you've never been to Marshall, Minnesota, all it is like cornfields, Red Baron pizza, and cows. That is all that is. Everything shuts down at 5 o'clock, all right? It's terrible. Brainerd, Minnesota? You ever been to Brainerd, Minnesota? Yeah, and I see some doubters out there. Like, oh, Matt, Brainerd's so nice. Oh, it's so good. Oh, they got Paul Bunyan land up there, and they got the Brainerd International Raceway. Oh, and they got all the lakes and everything, and that's so nice. Yeah. But you know what Brainerd also has? Brainerd has a disease named after it called Brainerd's disease. It's a true story. You can Google this later. Brainerd's disease is defined as having uncontrollable diarrhea for more than 3 months at a time. which is analogous to living in Brainerd, Minnesota, you guys. I know we just had the holiday season. Did we have a good holiday season, everybody here at GaLAUGHray, huh? It's okay if you didn't. It's all right. I used to hate Christmas. I used to hate it. And that's because I have a December birthday, and you can't compete with the #1 birthday boy of December, Jesus, right? He has the best birthday clown who always gives the best gifts, Santa Claus. You can't compete with that as a kid. But I finally started to like Christmas, you guys, because last year, 3 days before Christmas, my dad got a new kidney, you guys. Yeah. We still don't know who brought it for White Elephant. That was a bit weird. We don't know. He stole it back 3 times. He didn't even need a kidney, you guys. There's a Viking Snuggie in there. He should have gotten that. No. It's my little PSA. If you're not an organ donor, this is a good chance to maybe reconsider, become an organ donor. You could save a life. Especially be an organ donor if you drink and drive. Because at that point, you're just renting them organs, right? No. Best part of organ donation, it doesn't even need to be your organs. Yeah, I have a bathtub and a lot of ice. Who wants to start a business, right? Like, it's fun. I don't know. My dad, after he's healed up, comes up to me and he goes, Matthew, I'm starting to feel good about my life. I'm starting to feel healthy, feeling like I can get a few more years left. Think I'm going to finally live long enough to see the Vikings win the Super Bowl. Like, holy crap, you guys, my dad's immortal. That's awesome. Love that. I'm a thrift shopper. Do we have any thrift shoppers in the audience? Anyone like, yes. I knew you were my people. I love a Savers. I love a Goodwill. They're my favorite place. I buy uniforms just so I can go to those businesses and say it's my first day on the job and see what happens. Right? I have a bar in Bach, Minnesota, a little town of 45 people. I stopped in. I'm like, it's my first day, and then I stole a keg. I don't know. This hoodie I'm wearing actually is something I got from a Savers in St. Cloud. I spent $8.99 on this. It's a men's 2 extra large tall hoodie, and I did not buy it because it fits me like a glove. It does. It fits me very nice. I did not buy it because it's blue, and I look pretty good in blue. No. I bought this hoodie simply because on the back of it, it says, Dance, Grandma. This is a men's 2 extra large tall hoodie. Dance, Grandma. I don't know. It's 2026. That's how I choose to identify. I'm going to be a dance grandma from now on, right? Just one pocket full of Werthers, the other one full of used Kleenexes, right? Just going to get a little jazzy scooter with a little Bichon Frazee in the front basket. Just like, I'm here to see my baby. And just see what happens, right? Let's party. The worst part of it, though, is I don't know if it's a title or a command. See, that's good. See, that's how I know you all are readers. I tell that joke and it sticks, and they're just like, oh, well, it's funny because it says Dance Grandma. There you go. I knew I'd crack you one way or another, you guys. We got to figure it out. We do a great show. Again, I'm opening up. We have some great comics coming up here, but I got a couple more, and then we're going to introduce our next comedian of the night. They say that AI is coming for our jobs, but here's the thing. I am a bartender and a stand-up comedian. So I didn't know robots could be sad. Do you know people are using ChatGPT for therapy? It's a real thing. You could put a prompt into your ChatGPT, and apparently it turns it into a therapist, which is crazy to me because we all know that mental health coverage in this country is so affordable. I think that's a mistake, though. I think that's how Skynet really gets us, right? Like, it's not going to be with bombs and robots with guns. It's just going to be one robot just screaming your insecurities at you, right? Like, your father never loved you. 12 people came to your headlining set at GaLAUGHray. I don't know. I think I'm going to get in trouble with AI, though, because you can edit your photos with AI? Do you know you can do that? I know what I'm going to do with it, is I'm going to just go on social media and take all of my photos down and then re-edit them to be just a little bit older, a little bit fatter, just a little bit uglier, right? So like when my friends see me in real life, they're like, dude, you're looking freaking great. Look at you. Did you lose weight? You look fantastic. Oh, my God. I see your leg grew back. Last time I checked, you had a peg leg. What's going on there? How'd that go? Did you see Matt the other day on Facebook? Dude, he looked terrible. Yeah, I saw him. He was driving a little rascal scooter. That looked a little weird. Well, yeah, I know, but he is a dance grandma now, so that just tracks, right? All right, and this is where I'm going to get off with you guys. Are we familiar with the TV program Is It Cake? Yes, I love that show. I love Is It Cake. If you don't know what Is It Cake is, it's a Netflix show where these bakers make cakes that look just like real life items, and then a celebrity panel has to guess which one is cake and which one is real. That's the show. That's a half hour of your life that you dedicated to watching, and that's fine. And the way they determine which item is cake is the host has this impossibly large chef's knife, and he just goes, ha! And he just cuts into it. And that's the show, and it's amazing. But it's a problem for me, because here's the thing. I am a 42-year-old man who gets left home alone with copious amounts of marijuana and a knife set. It's never cake, you guys. It's never cake. I destroyed my whole pantry. You don't understand. I'm like, one of these is gonna... Nope, it's just another box of mac and cheese. I've gone through 3 kitchen tables. You guys don't understand, you guys. It's never cake, you guys. Speaking of cake, we're going to get our next comedian out here. He's a former Acme Funniest Person winner. He's a great comic. I love him to death. You're going to love him. Give it up for the one and the only Rick Logan, everybody.
Do I get the microphone too, Grandma? How about another hand for Dance Grandma? I don't know what she said back there, but how cool is it? I'm so happy to be here. I got to exit through the freaking TARDIS. Yes. No, you don't understand. I came in this room before, and I saw that, and I'm like, do we get to come in through the TARDIS? And the guy in the back is like, do you want to come in through the TARDIS? I'm like, yeah, I want to come in through the TARDIS. Are you kidding me? I have been a Whovian since 1979. Thank you. And that man is 79. You're not 79. But you sounded 79 right there. You kind of had to, sound like Bernard. No, just for reference, 1979 was 9 years after the BBC started presenting Doctor Who in color. So the beginning of the decade where I started watching Doctor Who, they were still in black and white. I said that to one of the other comedians here, and she's like here in America? I'm like, no, anywhere. They started anywhere in color. By the way, I wanted to commend you on your Cyberman costume, sir. That was. I came in the back I took a picture of Matt in front of the TARDIS. He's not doing the same for me. No pressure, Matt. But I saw you from the back, and I looked great. So awesome. You can't see for crap in there, can you? Straight ahead, and that's about it. And these people took over the frickin' world. How about that? How the hell does that happen? So yeah, so in 1979, so in other words, I'm old. But as my favorite doctor, the 4th Doctor, the one who was the doctor when I started watching Doctor Who, famously said, and I'm going to screw this quote up, I'm only 450 years old. Life doesn't even begin until you're 485. Thank you. Yeah, now here's the deal. I know that's not the actual quote. And I'm hoping somebody here knows it, because you know who you are. I've Googled it. I've already Googled it. I've looked. I looked up Tom Baker quotes on AC. You're all now listening to me. You're all on your phones. And that's fine, because if you find the quote, please let me know. Of course, Tom Baker, my favorite doctor. A lot of people's favorite doctor until Matt Smith and David Tennant and all those young, good-looking a-holes started taking over and doing it. No, they're fine. They're fine. I love them, but still. Anyway, he also had a very prescient quote, which was really good in the early Reagan years, and also really good now, which is the very powerful and the very stupid have something in common. They don't change their opinions to fit the facts. They change the facts to fit their opinions, which is inconvenient if you're one of the facts that needs changing. There's not a joke there to that, and I apologize. Oh, I got to open up. Hold on. I'm drinking a diet soda. They're really bad for you. They've actually been associated with early onset dementia, forgetfulness, Alzheimer's, all that stuff. I don't have a joke for that. I'm just letting you know, if you can get away with not drinking diet soda, please don't. Switch to something healthy like alcohol, and you'll be a lot better off. So Tom Baker was my doctor, and I'm happy. This is the first Doctor Who convention I've ever performed at, but it's not the first Doctor Who convention I've ever been at. I was at a Doctor Who convention in 1984 or 85. It was in Philadelphia. I'm from Philadelphia. If you have an instant dislike to me, that's probably why. I am from the city of Philadelphia. I've been in Minnesota for 30 winters. This winter, I'm probably counting twice. I'm glad you're all here tonight. It's as cold outside as a Sontaran hug. Huh? A Sontaran hug? Yeah, thank you. Philadelphia, to put it in Doctor Who terms, Philadelphia, think of it, it's Adric. Nobody likes Philadelphia. And I say that because Tom Baker was at that Philadelphia convention, and everybody had, a lot of people had the scarf, which I see, and it was my favorite. Yes, I see it. It's lovely. I wanted one, and I had a girlfriend in high school. She made me a Doctor Who scarf, but she didn't know the show. It was red and white. And it looked like a candy cane, but it was 20 feet long. I still have it. I didn't bring it tonight because it's red and it's white, and people would have been like, why is the candy cane guy here? That doesn't make, was there a Dr. Candy Cane? I don't know. So I was Tom Baker, and got to meet him. I was wearing my red and white scarf, and he was delightful, and I think I got my picture taken with him, and I don't have it anymore, which is why I'm here. Where's Tom? Not here? Okay, that's okay. But I was wearing my red and white scarf, and I remember telling him, you're the only person here that doesn't have your scarf on. And he laughed, and he was very charming. But where was I going with that? I was going somewhere with that. I apologize. Tom Baker, great guy. I loved seeing him when he came back as the art in the art museum as the curator. That was awesome. God, I feel like Chris Farley now. That was so cool. I'm also happy to see couples here. I like seeing. I am married. Anybody married here today? Anybody? We got married couples. Married couples here together. Awesome. That's great. My wife is not here. She is not a Whovian like I am. But I love seeing that couples are sharing this, which is great. I love, a shared interest is very important. It's like I used to work at a liquor store, and I'd see couples come into the liquor store. And I thought it was great because it was couples' way of saying, I love you, but I need alcohol to be around you. So I am married. My wife, Matt was talking earlier about being from St. Cloud. My wife is from Bemidji, Minnesota. Yeah, we think it's cold. You're from Bemidji? No, you've been there. You got out. Yeah, so did she. You were there for 2 days? Yeah, Escape from Bemidji. It's one of the new movies that's coming out. Like Escape from New York, Escape from L.A., Escape from Bemidji. Oh, what? Okay. Oh, you did. Please. No, you tell me. Tell me, please. Life doesn't even begin until, so thank you very much. What's your name? Paige. Big hand for Paige, everybody. Thank you, Paige. You know what the worst part is, Paige? Is that I saw that quote because it's Sarah Jane Smith who says you're in the prime of your life. And I was like, well, that's the quote. I didn't realize it went on from that. Was it Sarah Jane? No, Ramona. Ramona 1 or Ramona 2? Okay. You see, I thought it's okay. You don't know. I don't care. To be honest, I thought it was Sarah Jane Smith, who was the companion when I started watching. Because right, exactly. Ramona would know. Very true. Very true. Thank you, Paige. Awesome. Wow. I knew somebody would find it. I didn't know you'd find it that quickly. It's like you would. I don't have a prize for you, Paige. If I had my scarf, I'd keep it. I wouldn't give you my scarf. I like that scarf too much. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, my wife's from Bemidji, and you got out. You were there for 2 days. That's 2 days too long. No, Bemidji's actually great. I give it a hard time. Bemidji's got trees. It's got lakes. Did I mention the trees? That's pretty much it. And then they got the giant statue of Paul Bunyan and his big blue ox babe. But if you go to Bemidji, don't make the same mistake I did when I went there. Don't call the people who live there Bemidjits. They don't like that. They prefer the much more politically correct term, belittle people. So make sure so next time you find yourself stuck there for 2 days, sir, remember that little thing. Yeah, I've been married to my wife for 27 years. Don't clap. It's not going that well. Like I said, she's not with me here tonight. I do love my wife terribly. I'm not making that up. She tells me I'm really bad at it. But what I love most about, anybody here been married longer than 27, 28 years? Yeah. Yes, back there. Oh, you, sir, Paige's husband? Paige's dad. You're the dad. But you're the dad. How long have you been married, sir? 33 years. Give him a hand. Where's your wife? She's in Des Moines? Give her a hand, because she's still in Des Moines. She knew. And you're one of what? 5 children. Where are the other 4? Back with mom. Oh, excellent. Well, that's a great idea. Different children go on different trips because they're all, oh, great. We'll talk later. I like that idea. I only have 3. I got 2 beautiful girls and 1 lovely girl. That's all I make. I only make girls. That's it. I've seen my sperm. It's pink. I'm not lying. It is. Under black light. It's pink. And but I'm not allowed in that hotel anymore. So I'm not allowed to stay here. But I love, what's your name, sir, with the 5? Ryan? Nice to meet you. I'm Rick. Nice to meet you. I'm going to ask you a quick question, okay? Do you remember, you've been married 33 years. Congratulations. Do you remember the proposal? Did you propose to her? Did she propose to you? You went to the same place her dad proposed to her mom? That is so freaking romantic. Ryan, for the win. That's awesome. So was she expecting? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll give him a hand later, but at the end of this. But no, not now. I got to keep moving. No offense. Ryan, did she know that was where they proposed?
Yeah, she knew in advance.
It got pretty obvious. So she knew it was coming. That's still very romantic. That's very romantic, Ryan. Way to go. See, I found out. My wife told me on our 10th anniversary that she knew I was going to propose, and I was upset by that because I wanted it to be a surprise. I bet she was surprised when you turned down that road, and then she knew. Yeah, that's awesome. See, now, my wife, she knew I was going to propose, but she didn't have the way I was going to do it right. She thought I was going to propose to her on the Jumbotron at a Twins game. A lot of people do that. If you ever go to a baseball game, they always have a proposal, and I think it's the worst thing ever, and so does my wife. I'm not going to propose that way. I did not propose that way. I'm saving it because that's how I'm going to ask for the divorce. I can see it now. Will the woman in section 217, teen, please do me the honor of joint custody. Sign here. I love it. I am just kidding. I don't want joint custody. She can have them. Paige, are you the oldest? And may I ask how old you are? You turned 31 this year. Oh, fantastic. Happy birthday. This year, when's your birthday? May 11th, it's coming up. Give her a great big hand. 31? 31. Okay, now we're all doing the math. The oldest kid, 33 years. You're 31. Oh, no, you're good. You're clear. You're clear, Ryan. Good for you. Like I said, I've got 3. How many boys, how many girls, Ryan? 3 and 2. Okay, that's a good basketball team. You can do that. Yeah. I got 3 girls, like I said. When my wife was pregnant, and like I said, she's from Bemidji. She's good Minnesota stock. So she's, kind of short. She's a very good pregnant person. She always complained that she's fat. I hate that. Ladies, don't complain that you're fat when you're pregnant, because you're not fat, you're pregnant. Okay, there's a difference. I'm fat. This is fat. Okay? And Diane, I'm sorry, you got to put your lips near this later. I put it on my belly. I apologize. Ladies, you have a life growing inside of you, and it's growing, and you're glowing, and it's beautiful. And on one beautiful, precious day, that life is going to come out of you. And on that beautiful, precious day, then you're fat. I spend a lot of nights on the couch, I'm not going to lie. But my wife is pretty much okay with almost every joke I tell, so almost everyone. I won't tell the one she really hates because I want to not sleep on the couch tonight. And even though she's not here, she is aware when I say it because Diane snitches. One night we were at a party when she was pregnant with our 3rd child, and we already had 2 girls. And people seem to think that dads get a little antsy when you have 2 girls and you're going to have a 3rd one. They're like, oh, I bet you want a boy, huh? I don't care. I didn't care. Girls can disappoint me in sports just as much as boys can. It's okay. I disappointed my father in sports. It's a long Logan family tradition. I honestly didn't care, but people kept asking me, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? I finally broke down. I said, you know what I want? I want a puppy. That's what I want. And my wife at the party was very understanding. She was like, oh, what a comedian. And then we got home, and it wasn't so funny anymore. She turned to me. She was very mad. She's like, why did you tell them you wanted a puppy? Like, well, it was a stupid answer to a dumb question. I was just being silly. No. Because if I give birth to a puppy, what does that make me? Oh, you guys are a lot more quicker on the uptake than I was. I said if you give birth to a puppy, that makes you famous. Forget the octo mom. We got the puppo mom over here. And my wife's like, no, that's not what you meant. Because if I give birth to a puppy, that makes me a... Oh, you've been good Minnesotans holding that in all night long. That's right. That's what she said. She said the B word. I didn't say it then, and I didn't say it now. I said something worse. I said, hey, if the collar fits. Yeah, that's the right response. And that was a week on the couch. But it might have been worth it. But that's not the joke that my wife doesn't like. I'm telling you, I'm not going to tell that joke tonight unless I have a lot of time to tell it. Oh, is it on video? Oh my gosh, no! Are we on video? I love you, honey. I love you. All right. Well, I've only got a couple minutes left. I might as well tell the joke. And it starts off innocuous enough. It's about my bank. I hate my bank. I do. I hate. Anybody else here hate my bank, or you just hate your own bank? People hate banks. Just say, and I apologize if anybody here is in the banking industry, because I know this demographic is usually really good with numbers. I'm a fellow geek, but I'm bad with numbers. So, banks. Just so you know. Do you know, like Snidely Whiplash, the old cartoons, that tying the young girl to the railroad track, and unless you give me the deed to the house, and you must pay the rent. I can't pay the rent, and I'll pay the rent. That kind of thing. The Snidely Whiplash, the bad guy, top hat, mustache. He was a banker. He wanted the deed to Nellie's mother's house so that he could build the railroad through the town. He was a banker. Bankers have been bad guys through history. When John Dillinger robbed banks, he was Public enemy number one. He was a hero to Americans during the Depression because they hated banks. Banks were the people foreclosing on them. Not of mice and men. What am I? What's Tom Joad and yeah. Anyway, the bankers have always been the bad guy, and I apologize if you're a banker, but you're a bad guy. Anyway. People complain about their bank. Oh, my bank, they charge me money for overdraft. I get that. I do get that. I'm not mad at my bank for that. My bank was too friendly. My bank wasn't mean. My bank was nice. I had a friendly bank. I had a happy bank. Hey, people right at the front door, come in and ask me how you can win a plushie. And I'm like, oh, I want to just do my business. And I go in, it was last fall, it was this past fall, and I go in and I'm depositing my check. All right, I'm depositing my wife's check. And the teller behind the counter was like, hey, you got any big plans for the weekend? Well, you know, we might do some apple picking. You know what? I don't want to hear it. No, you're not coming apple picking with me. Let's just keep this professional. Take my check, give me my receipt, and why are you so and I left, and I'm mad. I'm mad at myself, but because I'm a friendly person. I like to talk to people. I'm not mean. But it really kind of got to me. Even though I'm from Philadelphia, I'm a nice guy. Somewhat. I'm an okay guy. Matt, I'm a good guy, right? Yeah, okay. No, you don't understand. From St. Cloud, that's a huge compliment. Anyway, thanks, Matt. Nah. And when I'm leaving, I'm like, why am I mad for them being nice? But why are they nice? Why is my bank so friendly? Why are they happy as shit? Here's why. I'm going to tell you this right now. My bank, this was my bank. A couple of years ago, they were too big to fail. They were one of those banks, one of those big, huge conglomerate banks that was too big to fail, and they got hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars to keep them afloat, and now they're happy as hell. Of course, they're smiling at everybody. Of course they're happy, because and they're smiling at you. As any prostitute will tell you, people like to be smiled at while they're being screwed. As any prostitute will also tell you, smiling costs extra. $5 per month per account, as far as I can realize. I'm glad you laughed at that, those of you who laughed at that. And it wasn't all of you, and I apologize if you're a banker. I made the mistake of telling that joke in front of my father-in-law and my mother-in-law. And they came up to me after the show. My father-in-law from Bemidji, worked at the university, very tall, very, very distinguished man. He's like, well, Rick, he wasn't mad. He was humorous about it. Well, Rick, how do you know what banks charge extra for? He's got me, right? And I should have said something stupid like, well, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But I didn't. I said something worse. I said, well, I had to meet your daughter somehow. And so right now, my wife is at home going, he told the damn joke. So what I'm saying is, if anyone has room in their hotel room tonight, I might need a place to stay. All right, I'm going to leave you with one more thing. You have been a lot of fun. I appreciate you being here and listening to me ramble. By the way, I'm drinking diet soda, but I want to let you know diet sodas have been linked to forgetfulness, early onset dementia, Alzheimer's. I don't have a punchline for this. This is just more like a PSA. If you can, just don't get started. I'm kind of addicted to it. All right, there's that. I have a dog. Anybody else here have a dog? Do you have a dog? What kind of dog do you have? I'm sorry? An Australian Shepherd Chow Chow mix. That sounds cute as heck. That's awesome. Got the little curly tail? Not really? Really fluffy. Oh, really fluffy on a cold night like that. That sounds like great. What's your dog's name? You had to think about it for a while. It's like, did you forget the name? You have multiple dogs. So the Chow is, how many dogs do you have? Oh, right now. Are you in the market for more? Oh, you've had others, and they're, yeah. What's your other dog? They're both cattle dog mix. It sounds like it was a hell of a party. Wow, that's great. They were rescued. Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, absolutely, rescue. Yeah, my wife from Bemidji, I call her a rescue too. Because she's from Bemidji. I know. Who rescued who? Yeah. No, she's from Bemidji and I'm from Philadelphia. We split the difference and we live in St. Paul. Anyway. Turner and what's the other dog's name? Sparrow. That sounds like a detective. Turner and Sparrow coming up next on TBS. Sally Sparrow. Oh, very cool. The what? Oh, of course. Well, of course, from Doctor Who. Paige, who was Sally Sparrow on Doctor Who? Paige, do you know offhand? The what? Blink. Oh, don't blink. Yeah, sure, blink, sure. Weeping Angels. I saw a thing with. Here's what I want. I'm going to show you. This is a physical thing. I saw somebody in one thing that had all the Weeping Angels, like Andy Warhol with all. I want one of the Weeping Angels to look like this. I'm watching you. You also had your hand up. What kind of dog do you have? She's a mutt. And what's her name? Tallulah. What episode is Tallulah in? She's not. Is Tallulah in an episode? Not yet. I'm sure there'll be an episode where the doctor meets Tallulah Bankhead. Famous actress? Yeah, thank you. We're all time travelers here. I know we love the doctor. We are all time travelers here. I am a time traveler. I truly am a time traveler. I can prove it. A stipulation, though, I can only go forward in time, and it takes me a half an hour to go forward 30 minutes. Thank you. Math joke. Thank you for the geek who laughed. I appreciate that. Some people can't have a dog. Some people are allergic. Anybody here allergic to dogs? Yeah? Sorry to hear that. I know now there are some people who are allergic to dogs. They still have them because that's how much they love dogs. Do you have a dog, sir? You do? Oh, I thought you said no. You had a what dog? A pet named dog. But it wasn't a dog. What kind of pet was it? I'm afraid to ask. A dragon. Oh, very cool. Like a kimono dragon? Oh, very cool. That's awesome. But you named the dragon dog. Because he chased the cat. Perfect. Now, I got 2 dogs because, and they both chase our 2 cats. I've got 2 dogs, 2 cats, 3 kids. I'm an idiot. But you know that already. That's awesome. A dragon named dog. That sounds like a kid's book title. A dragon named dog. That's awesome. And they chase the cat. And the cat doesn't fight back? Yeah. You know what? If a dog chases a cat, the cat turns around and goes, screw you. But a dragon, they're like, yeah, I'm out. I'm gone. I don't blame the cat at all. But if you're allergic to dogs, and if you want a dog, there's a breed of dog you can get and not be allergic. This is true. And that dog, that breed, is called a poodle. Poodles are hyperallergenic. Good news, if you're allergic to dogs, you can have a dog. Bad news, it's a poodle, the worst breed of dog there is. And I apologize if there is a poodle in the audience here tonight. I specifically told the convention no poodles to be admitted during my set. It's a French hunting dog. That's all you need to know about poodles. I had a friend of mine, took a poodle hunting, went pheasant hunting in South Dakota. He surrendered to 3 pheasants. Pierre said we were outnumbered. Yeah, well, there you go. So what people do is they'll take a poodle and they'll breed it with a real dog, and they'll get a poodle hybrid that they're not allergic to. Like, say you want a little dog, like a Pekingese. You breed a Pekingese with a poodle, you get a breed called a Peekapoo. It's the name of the breed. It's kind of fun to say. If you want a bigger dog, like a Schnauzer, you breed a Schnauzer with a poodle, you get a breed called a Schnoodle. You just add doodle or poo to the breed of dog you actually want, and that is the poodle hybrid name. So you can do a Labradoodle. You can do the great big SUV Saint Berdoodle. Yeah, add doodle or poo. It's for that reason I am never eating a Snickerdoodle again. And I want to breed a poodle with a Shih Tzu just for the name, a Shit Poo. I have to tell that joke. If I don't, people tell it to me after the show, which is okay. Shows you're thinking, and I appreciate that. And not just those 4 or 5 breeds of dogs, from the smallest to the tallest, every breed in between in the American Kennel Club, you can breed with a poodle. And what that tells me is that a poodle will fuck anything. And I know what you're thinking. Of course they will. They're French. Folks, thanks for listening to me. My name is Rick Logan. I hope to see you in St. Paul someday. Coming out of the TARDIS is...
It's just me. I got to introduce him. Come on.
Grandma Dancer.
That's all right. See,
take this?
No, you can take it in the back. You turn it off. It's fine. We talked about this before the show. He just forgot. I think it's all the diet soda, right?
What diet soda?
Exactly.
Oh, hey, look, I got a diet soda. Thanks,
Give
everybody.
it up for Rick Logan one more
no.
time, y'all. It's funny. He goes, I'm a good guy, right? Man, I did go, but it was funny. Right before the show, we were talking about, like, as a comedian, if we're nice to you, something's wrong. Like, that's how we show we like each other, is either apathy or rudeness, you guys. After the show, after we're done with the stand-up portion of the show, we are going to allot some time. So if you've ever wanted to ask 3 mostly professional stand-up comedians some questions, you can actually line up at the end of the show, ask us some stuff. We're all nerds. We all have our own geekdom with that. So if you got any questions, or you ever wanted to ask us what it's like to perform in a bar for 10 people, we have plenty of stories about that too. So are we ready for our next performer? All right. She's been in the Minnesota scene for over 20 years, one of my favorite comedians. You're going to absolutely adore her. Give it up for Diane Sieber, everybody.
They make me responsible for my own technology. That's not a good idea. All right. Thanks for coming out, you guys. I got my time purse here. I'm just going to set it over here so I can keep track of my set. And again, thanks for coming out. Like, nobody let anything keep them away from today. Not terrible events, not cold weather, because Minnesotans rock, right? I came out here and I thought it would be so, it would be so funny. Like, what if Abbott and Costello were doing a show here for the Doctor Who convention? Like, they'd come out, right? And they'd be like, who's on first? But then everybody would just be like, he is, and they'd all run out the door. I thought that would be so silly. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Let's start with this. The holidays have passed. Did everybody have good holidays? Yeah? Pretty good? Okay. I had pretty good holidays, too. I learned a lesson, actually, though, about workplace wear, like not suitable for workplace holiday wear. And what I'm talking about here is Jingle Bell socks, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have ever worn Jingle Bell socks to the office. Don't. I did. I thought I sounded like a delicate, musical Christmas fairy. And the general consensus was more like Godzilla rampaging through Tokyo with bells on. Bells of doom. And I tried to be like empathetic to the fact that this was like auditorily annoying to people. So I would, like, when I would go from my office to the printer, I tried to do it quickly. But that that made it worse, right? Because then it was like tinkle, 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 just too much, right? And then I tried to do it slowly to be sympathetic. But that's terrible, because now you don't know when the next tinkle is gonna fall. And it's just like tinkle. Tinkle. It resulted and at first there were just eye rolls, and then there were groans, and then there were like actual physical threats on my body to take these socks off me physically, and then there was an all-out like HR ban on whimsy by 5 o'clock. Absolutely nobody was tolerating this. But I'll tell you what, that's how I got a printer in my office. Santa was my parents. Okay, so I don't know how it worked for all you guys. Maybe you had a magical elf man that came down your chimney. For me, it was my parents. And I can tell you how I learned this. It was Christmas Eve. And I was in my siblings' bedroom, right? They're 8 and 10 years older than me. And we sat there playing a board game. And my mother popped her head in to say, DAD is putting on the SANTASUIT. And I looked at my mom with wide eyes in my footy jammies and said, I can spell. I'm home from college. I'm in 15th grade, Mom, come on. That's how I learned the truth. I was raised Catholic, not really practicing Catholic, but that's how I was raised. And even though I don't practice the Catholic tradition or faith, I would like to thank them for one of the most useful life lessons that I ever learned. And that is that incense covers the smell of weed. I would like to thank Father Tom for that. I don't know if you know, I don't know who here knows a lot about the Catholic religion. You know about communion? Do you guys understand communion? I don't know if you know this about the Catholic religion, but you get a free pass. You eat a communion wafer, right? And everything's forgiven. It's like a magical reset. I don't know if you play video games, it's like a Mario mushroom, like a reset. Like you get, a whole nother chance. Okay? It's a little wafer that you eat, and it tastes like guilt and none sweat. So it's not yummy. When I was a little kid, one time before church, they left the platter of communion wafers out, unattended. And I stole that platter and sat in the bathroom and ate the entire thing like an animal, I don't know, ravenous for forgiveness, just nom, 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 just shoving Catholicism into my face. And I felt bad, guys, like, don't get me wrong. They caught me. First of all, I just want to defend myself by saying, if you don't understand the Catholic religion, you don't get breakfast before you go to Mass. You have to wait until afterward, and then you go to the Holy Land, which is Perkins, for brunch. So I was super hungry. Anyway, the priest, like I said, he caught me, and he really wanted to punish me. Like, he wanted to punish me bad, you guys, but what was he going to do? I'd already been forgiven. Like, in totality, how much as you could be. You can't have that much Jesus in you and not be forgiven, right? Like, that was more than Mary Magdalene had in her, you guys. That's a lot of Jesus in a person right there. Yeah, wow, I get it. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's a lot of fiber, too, though. Later on, holy crap. I'm married. I've been married for 30 years, which is a pretty long time. And I've noticed something happening on social media, which is people make hashtags for like long-term relationships. So I'm referring to like hashtags like silver sweetie, right? Or golden hearts, right? People like trying to, and I thought, I would like to think of a hashtag that would encompass my relationship with my husband. And I thought long and hard about it, and I think I came up with a really good one. I think it really does. It describes us. It's hashtag a series of unfortunate events. It's pretty accurate. I caught him the other day. I said to him, I know you've been using my moisturizer. Now, this isn't one of those jokes about a guy trying to make it smooth for his girl, right? That's not what this is, because my husband knows I like it ribbed for my pleasure. But what did happen is I use a tanning moisturizer. I know it doesn't look like it right now, but that's because he used it all. I use a tanning moisturizer, and I looked at my buddy, and I was like, son, husband, lover, I don't know what's going on down here, but that looks pretty weird. You've got like a weird reverse farmer's tan going on. I don't know how to tell you this. That wiener looks cooked. I'm not doing it Oompa Loompa style. And what I really wanted him to know is that making it darker didn't make it bigger. Wasn't helpful for that. But this is kind of a tit for tat thing, right? This series of unfortunate events. So as we were out in the yard, taking care of some of the snow and ice, he came up to me. And he had something in his hand, and he held it out to me. He said, "Hey, what's this?" And in his hand, he had a pair of my thong underwear. Yeah, thong underwear. I'm a little embarrassed to admit at my age to you people that I even have a pair of thong underwear. But I think the ladies in the room will agree. One pair for sexy time, ladies, right? We get one pair for sexy time, and that's it. Ma'am, I'm making eye contact with you. Support me here, right? She's like, I don't know. Those are uncomfortable. I don't know why you'd want that. Anyway, there we were in the yard. My husband's holding it out. He's like, "What's this?" I was like, "That's my thong underwear." And I snatched it out of his hand. It's like, not a pun, right? Because snatch, but okay. I just grabbed it out of his hand. I said, because you don't want to see your husband holding that up in the yard like a flag, right? And he says to me, "Well, I found it over there in the yard." And that made it awkward because now, instead of me accusing him of having my thong underwear, it's like the hunter has become the hunted. And now I literally have to explain to my husband that the number of times I stood in our yard and took my thong underwear off is 0. So far this year, 0. It's been really cold, guys. So anyway, I did figure out what happened. Just a little warning for the ladies, if you are unaware of this and you have thong underwear, if you don't get a pair, one for sexy time, but if you do, just a little advice. I had taken the lint trap out of my dryer. And what I learned is that your dryer vent is just the right size for your thong underwear to travel through it and shoot out into your yard like the weirdest t-shirt cannon ever. Just poof. Flutters gently to the ground for your husband to find. I think the thing that made this just a little bit more awkward is that I am a little bit of a geek, so this was Batman thong underwear, which inherently looked like I sent up the weirdest bat signal ever, you guys. Just like, I don't know what's happening. Bruce Wayne was like, no. Not gonna do it. I gave my husband one of those VR headsets for Christmas. Have you guys seen these? Have you tried them? Oh, they're amazing. You should try one if you haven't. They're so immersive. Like you put it on and it's just all enveloping, and you could be doing anything. You're like battling asteroids in space. You can be in like the upside down in Stranger Things. You can be just riding dragons. It's incredible. And I can only assume the porn. It's an assumption. I don't know for sure. I caught my husband using it the other day. Actually, I say caught, like he wasn't doing the porn thing, right? He was using it the other day. And it was intriguing because I hadn't seen him do that. And I was like, "What are you doing?" Right? Like, what cool, otherworldly thing are you doing? And he said, "I'm fishing." Like on the moon or like deep sea, fishing for like monsters like Kraken. And it's like, no, there's an app of Minnesota lakes that I can download, which is fine, but I just want to point out that there's like absolutely the least amount of virtual in the virtual reality that he could be using. Like literally you could go out your door. I could have bought you a fishing pole, right? I need more imagination in this. I need him to check out the porn. just for me. My beloved gave me a vibrator. Bless his heart. I don't know what to do with it. First of all, I'm honest to God, you guys. First of all, it's not shaped like what I thought a vibrator would be shaped like. It's sort of oval and kind of weird and not gender definite. It's just this weird kind of oval thing that I think I'm supposed to put inside, but not sure how to get out. So I haven't done that yet. Most of what intimidates me about this is that it required me to download an app on my phone. I don't think everything needs to be an app on your phone, right? Nope, this had me download an app on my phone. It's got a whole bunch of really cool bells and whistles. Like, oh my gosh, I can I can set rhythms. I can set rhythms, you guys. I don't know why I do this every time I set, but I'm like, rhythms. Like I got rhythms I can set, and I can make playlists, and I can share all of that to the public. There's a chat room. I don't know what I'd want to say to anybody in the chat room. God. I don't know what, but I have looked at it, and I'll tell you, Sheila69 really needs to calm down a lot. She's excessive. I'm actually pretty worried about this, you guys, because I know that everything that I have on my phone is being sent to, like, Homeland Security, right? Everything on your phone goes to the government. They're going to see all this, and we know that ICE is in the area. You guys, what if I get deported because I have sick rhythms? I literally have to worry now that I get deported for my sick sex rhythms on my phone, you guys. I'm going to need somebody to walk me out to my car. Like I mentioned, we've been married for about 30 years, which is a pretty long time, pretty good stretch, I think. But I'll tell you what, when you've been married that long, you have to think of ways to keep things exciting, to like spice things up. I got a piece of information from a coworker that I did not know. Now, maybe you do, and maybe I'm naive, but I was informed that for the male partner, there is an aspect of a proctology exam. Yeah, oh, this guy's like, yep. Yep. I'm validated right here. I'm keeping an eye on everybody. There's an aspect of a proctology exam that can cause intense pleasure for your male partner. What? I didn't know that. But that's all the information I got. I took that in. It's all the information I got, you guys. I took that information home. Now, I'm a pleaser. So I took that information home. And I'm not going to be graphic in this description. I just want this to be a cautionary tale. This is a cautionary tale about what happens when you don't ask questions. I should have asked questions. Nope, I went home with this little bit of information, right? And I was like, well, if one finger's good, two fingers are better, right? A knuckle probably would have been enough, but I was like, I didn't ask questions, let's do this. And I went home to my husband and I tried this out on him, and then I'm like, why are you crying? Why are you crying? I'm trying to pleasure you. We have all night a bottle of tequila. I need you to man up. Be sure to ask questions. Also, if you have decided that the safe word is butternut, and somebody says butterfinger, that's different. Something different's going to happen. Just a cautionary tale. My husband and I have 2 children. We created 2 human beings. I know that because I counted before I came here. I don't know if anybody else here has kids, but I've got it's something I learned, just again, sort of a piece of advice. Did you know it takes 42 muscles in your face to frown at your child. Boo. No good. Takes one Xanax to shut them up and get some peace and quiet. Follow me for more parenting tips. Both of my kids are on the autism spectrum. My son, you would know immediately. He is pretty profoundly affected, nonverbal, and he does stim a lot. And when he was young, we tried everything. It was the 90s. There was a lot less information. We just tried everything. And I remember taking him to this one holistic doctor. Noah doesn't talk, but he can make vocalizations, sounds. They sound like, right? Like, she just makes a lot of high-pitched noises, which this holistic doctor told me he does, in fact, speak. He just speaks dolphin. That wasn't, first of all, covered by insurance. I had to pay for that out of pocket. And I don't know if you know this, but it's not really helpful because there is no Duolingo for dolphin. There's nothing that helps me with that. So now I'm just always confused when he comes downstairs. I'm like, do you need help, or do you want me to set up the hoops? Or do you just want fish? Goldfish? My daughter is more high functioning. It's actually a little harder for her because she's more aware of the difficulty. When the bar is here, but you consistently come here, bear in mind that's very difficult for a person to constantly fall just short of that. So she used to get in a lot of trouble, and one time I got a call from her school. She was pushing back, and I told her when she got home, I said, you can't do that. You cannot push back and say no to your parents, to teachers, to the police. So the next time you do that, I am taking $1 from your piggy bank. And she looked at me with the big, sad eyes, and she was just like, oh my God. Oh my God, Mom. I cannot believe that you would take $1 from my college fund. I said, oh my God, I can't believe you think there's a college fund. I tried to raise her, to be smart. And by that I mean I watch a lot of Criminal Minds. And when she got to a certain age, I thought, well, I'm going to have her watch Criminal Minds so I can teach her what to do in the event that she's in a compromised situation. So I'd watch Criminal Minds with her, and I'd be like, do you see this, where they got to like this point where they were transferring? Like, that's a weak point. Like, do you see how that girl was in that trunk and she punched out that light and was like, that's what you do. Like, I thought I was making my daughter smart. But what happened is I raised a daughter with empathy for serial killers. She's like, oh, he's just sad because his girlfriend died. No, you don't get to kidnap people. She just really misses her dolls. I'm sorry, that's not a reason for making people dolls. I'm going to leave you with this one. I had to do the thing that all responsible parents do, right? Eventually, you have to check your kid's browser history, right? That's the responsible thing to do. So I did that. I checked my daughter's browser history, and I saw what you don't want to see. My precious princess daughter was looking up nursing homes. Not even the good ones, you guys, like the cheap ones. Literally the search was cheap state-run nursing homes, you guys. This is a cry for help. I thank you all so much for coming out. Thank you for not letting anything stop you. Fuck ICE. Thank you, guys.
You were supposed to introduce me again, Diane.
Matt is coming out.
Oh my God. I said that we were professional comedians, and then Rick is like, how am I doing? And Diane forgets to do that. All right. I'm Matt Doyman. I'm back on the stage. Give me a round of applause. I know, you're like, we have to listen to this guy again. Listen, that first part was just an opening, but this is you get to actually see the stand-up. But actually, before I go on, hold on one second, okay? There's someone who wanted to phone in. Now, hopefully they pick up, otherwise it's going to be really stupid. Hello, Miss Shannan, you are on at console room. Say hello.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody.
That's the kind of energy we're bringing tonight.
I have some friends that have been texting me. They said that you all are fantastic. They're they've been spying on you on my behalf. I appreciate that.
This is the worst undercover boss that I've ever been a part of. All right. I just wanted to say, Miss Shannan, you will be back at Console Room next year for sure, right?
Yes, I should be there tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be there actually as well.
All right, I just wanted to give everybody a positive. We love you, Miss Shannan. We say we love Miss Shannan. All right, we'll talk to you later, Shannon.
Love you all. Bye.
That was all right. That filled some time. I do love that. It's back to me because I'm what's important. No, I do love Doctor Who. I love Doctor Who. I'm a big fan of Doctor Who. Wait, I do have a question. Hold on, before I go on. Are you the same little kid that has come to the comedy show the last 3 years in a row? Okay, thank God, because I swear to God, we have to pay for that person's psychological services. This guy, like, for 2 years in a row, brought his kid to it, and I'm like, you're either the coolest parent or the worst parent, one of the two. So same, no, don't you bring that 6'7" bullshit in this stage. No, we have professional jokes up here. No. I love Doctor Who, though, I do, but I have a problem with Doctor Who, and that's that every single villain from the Doctor Who universe sounds like a very weird kink if you think about it. I mean, you got, the toy maker, the silence, if you're into that sort of thing, the beast, ooh, he's a little bit of a hunk, right? Yeah. I mean, the obvious one, we have the master or the mistress, depending on which one we're talking about, right? I mean, hell, even if you say Daleks, that kind of sounds dirty, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like Cybermen, isn't that kind of the toy maker? You guys are boring sex lives. That's weird. I do love, you were laughing at Diana's sex jokes. That's fine. I do love coming to these cons, though, I do, because my favorite game to play is Spot the Thruple. People don't understand, I go to these cons all the time. They have everything that they would ever want. You have tabletop games, you have cosplay, and you have party rooms. Like, if you didn't know any better, that sounds like a swingers convention, right? Like, God, I'm surprised this con isn't sponsored by Field. It's a very specific joke. It's a very specific joke. But the people who got it, you knew. You knew. I don't know. I should, honestly, though, to be fair, there's other things in Doctor Who, like, I'm just a pervert, so when I hear it's bigger on the inside, she's a bad wolf, isn't she? There we go. There we go. That's all the Doctor Who material I have about sex. It's just dumb. I took a 23andMe recently, and I found out I am from all the countries that stole spices and then never used them in their cooking. You have to be careful with 23andMe. Do you know they sell your information? They sell it. And I have gotten so many recruitment emails from ICE, you guys. That's just crazy. They're like, oh, and he speaks fluent German? Oh, he's going to a good detention facility. Yeah. He's going to be goose-stepping at a... Never mind, you guys. I know we don't want to be talking about that. It's been like a D1 college recruitment from them, though. They fucking suck. Fuck ICE. All right. There. I said a naughty word, but it was in a good way, so fuck ICE. I'll say it one more time. That's right. There we go. Got you back. I am 42 years old, and when I was a child, I never understood why my parents needed a 200 count of Tylenol. And now as an adult, I get mad that I can only buy 1,000 ibuprofen in one purchase at Costco. I'm like, oh, I want to live comfortably. That's how this works, right? Like, come on, you've been working 8 hours, your feet are sore, you're tired. Ibuprofen. Going on an 8-mile hike and then 4 miles in remembering you hate being in nature. Ibuprofen. Your dog won't cuddle with you? Surprisingly, Ibuprofen, right? Billionaires are dying in submarines trying to see the Titanic. Gas prices seems to go up and down. People don't know the cost of eggs. All the shit that's just been going on. Alcohol. But you know it's good when you drink too much alcohol. It's ibuprofen, that's right, it comes back around. I am 42 years old and I still work in the restaurant industry because I'm killing it at life. And I work with a bunch of teenagers. One of my coworkers and I were talking about the band Weezer. Do we know the band Weezer? Yeah, all right. This little 15-year-old hostie walks past us and she goes, Weezer? I know Weezer. And we were feeling pretty good about ourselves, and then she just dropped the elbow right on our heart. She goes, yeah, my dad listens to Weezer. I mean, technically it's grandma. Get it right. Say it ain't so. I need my hash pipe. Ibuprofen. You see, it comes back to it. Just take a whole pill bottle of it and take a nap. What's up? I don't know, you guys like the legal dispensaries now here in Minnesota? There's a couple people who like to, they like to hotbox the TARDIS. What's up, right? Like, I love it. There's a couple in St. Cloud, and now I get to live my dream of becoming a bud tender. But I don't want to do it like a normal bud tender, like those pretentious guys behind the dispensary. No, I want to be like every French sommelier at some hoity-toity restaurant in St. Paul, right? Yes, green crack and sativa. Notes of mint and lemongrass. Pairs best with Funyuns and Bill Murray movies. Ooh, OG Kush, yes, yes. Indica heavy hybrid. Notes of cinnamon and cardamom. Pairs best with Funyuns and Bill Murray movies. And I just do that until I either become employee of the quarter and get fired, you guys. I think that's going to be so much fun. I want to eat Chick-fil-A. I do. Problem is I am only hungry for chicken on Sundays. I do want to eat Chick-fil-A, but I don't, because I feel like if I ate Chick-fil-A, I'd have to pay a carbon offset tax like I was 3M dumping some waste, you know. I have to donate to a LGBTQ organization, and at this point, fast food's expensive enough. I'll just go to Popeyes on a Sunday where they'll spit in the bag and be like, well, we fried chicken for you. That's what you're getting. At least the biscuit's moist. I have a friend who's a professional baker who hates that word. She hates the word moist. She does. It just makes her skin crawl, so makes it really difficult for me to talk about cake with her. She's like, I'm like, it's real damp. I just call it WAP now. You know, for wet ass pastry. All right, I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna do one more little piece of material, then we're gonna get our comics up. If you guys have any questions for us on what it was like, or what do we do for a living, or if you have anything about our geekdom, any of that, we're all nerds, and we're proud of it. God damn it. I am 42, and 42 is when my dad and his friends, they started picking their midlife crises, right? But like the Gen Xers and the Boomers got the good shit. They did. They got the good midlife crises, right? Like they're working on a Mustang in their garage or a Barracuda, and they, wax that shit up and then go park at the Minneapolis St. Paul Bloomington Hotel at a Doctor Who marathon to try to get laid. Yeah, or they get into smoking meats, right? Yeah, they got a Traeger grill, and they'll tell you their favorite thing. It's always mustard. That's their favorite binder. Big opinions on applewood or hickory. Or they get real handy. Yeah. Like, oh, I built a deck on the back of the house. Yeah. Yeah, they're building shelves. And I love that. I love that all for the Gen Xers and the Boomers, but as a millennial, you can't do that shit in a rental property. So I've been trying to figure out what the millennial midlife crises might look like, and I think I've got them figured out. You're either going to get really into conspiracy theory. Like, if you know anybody between the ages of 30 and 45, some of them will look you dead in the eyes like, the earth is flat! And I'm really excited that RFK is in charge of our health. Maha! Or they get into foraging for mushrooms. Yeah, that big morel energy. I got some chicken of the woods back at the house, baby. You want to kick it? But I get it. The woods has free food, you guys. That's pretty amazing in this time. And your third option as a millennial is just to open your relationship and become polyamorous, a swinger, ethnical monogamous. That's it. Those are your three options as a millennial. Ironically enough, they all have the same result: warts. Sometimes you will find someone who's all three. We call that the Joe Rogan experience, listener. But while I'm on the topic of Gen Xers and Boomers, you guys, I get it. Millennials are pussies. We're the worst. Oh, we didn't play until the lights came on in the neighborhood. No. We didn't drink from a garden hose in the front yard. We didn't have pure uncut cocaine key parties and quaaludes in the summer of love, Bill. Most of us don't even smoke cigarettes. Fucking weak. Yeah. But do you know what my generation did have? Real recipe for Loco. Yeah. And there are some of you who are not familiar with the ambrosia of the gods, so let me explain it. Four Loko was a 1-liter can of 15% by alcohol malt liquor that had the equivalent of 3 Red Bulls in it. And they had the audacity to put "drink responsibly" on the side of the can. I drank so many of those. I drank so many Four Locos that I fully expect in the next few years, when I wake up from a Rick and Morty stoner nap, that a voice is going to come over the TV that said, "Did you consume Four Locos between the years of 2002 and 2008? You may be entitled to compensation." Four Locos are going to be the millennial Camp Lejeune, you guys. All right, I've been Matt Doyle. I'm going to bring back my friends Diane Sieber and Rick Logan. Give them a round of applause, everybody. Now this is the fun part, the Q&A. Oh God, yep.
Ibuprofen.
Versus a lead.
Renee
Actually, this is acetaminophen. I believe this is yours. Oh, come on, that was
That's
both
Renee's
bad.
from backstage. Don't take them; they're Renee's from backstage.
Does anybody have a question for us about like our
You
favorite?
can't hand a comedian pills and be like, "Don't take them." That's not how it works.
Yeah.
See, again, that's so talking about the differences in midlife crises, Diane. No, does anybody have any questions for stand-up comedians about our nerddom? You don't even have to go to the mic. If anyone just wants to shout one out. Apparently, we're not very interesting.
Karaoke's coming up next. If
Yeah.
you want to ask us what we're going to sing, I guess.
Under
I have
pressure.
No idea.
I played the David Bowie part. I believe Rick will be doing the Freddie Mercury part.
Freddie Mercury part. Yeah, baby. I was a Queen fan.
I'm going to
growing
do
up,
both
absolutely.
parts of Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Oh, there we go. There it is. Yeah.
It's ambitious, but I think we can.
I mean, it's fun. It's funny that a stand-up comedian is like, "How long can I be on a stage? Let's pick the longest karaoke song that we can find." It was honestly because Indigada Davida wasn't available. That was the real.
The tragedy.
I know, right?
I'm going to do Nights in White Satin, the Dickies punk rock version of it.
Very specific.
Nights in White Satin, 'cause I love you. Oh, yes, I love you. It's a real song. It's awesome. I played it in college at a radio station. I loved it. Sorry.
I think Rick deserves a round of applause
No,
for that
no,
rendition, you guys.
No.
It was either that or Bokum Haram. That was it. That was your two options.
I don't know that song.
Whiter shade of pale.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. So since you guys don't want to ask, I'll ask.
Oh, yeah, Paige. Paige had her hand up.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oh, yeah, the Lemony Snicket.
Yes, I do know that. Yeah, the series. That's yeah.
Yeah, that was there was a year that was like what your year was going to be like in
Lemony Snicket.
2024. It was based on what the #1 movie was when you were like 20 or 21 or some shit.
Yeah.
And mine was Lemony Snicket's Series of Unfortunate Events, you guys. So I do apologize. That was on me. That was me, you guys. I do apologize.
It came to me in a dream, but it was a dream about that movie.
Fair.
There's a good book series too.
It is.
For your penance, you have to live in St. Cloud. All right.
It's already dude. We're basically a prison planet at this point. You guys need to build a wall to keep us away from you.
The
I mean, at this point,
Australia of Minnesota.
For real.
St. Cloud.
truly is. So, Rick, who's your favorite doctor and why?
I've already talked about it. I'm Tom Baker. I'm Tom Baker all the way, baby. My favorite, though I do know one of the actresses who played Romana, or maybe it was Leela. She said someone asked her at a convention what was the worst monster on the set, and she replied Tom Baker. So apparently he wasn't a very nice. Yeah, that's a true story. Apparently, apparently he wasn't. I mean, you do the show for I don't know 7-8 years. You're kind of like, yeah, I'm done. That's what Eccleston was too. He was kind of done. But my favorite Doctor, Tom, he had it was such a. Here's the thing I loved about Doctor Who, and I still the old Doctor Who. The new Doctor Who has money behind her. At least it used to, and now it's no longer on Disney Plus, so maybe it won't again. But it had the best writing, it had the best acting, it had the worst costumes and sets, and apparently, like Tom Baker always looked. If you ever watched the show with Tom Baker, he always looked surprised. He'd come on and be like, he'd have that that Harpo Marx look. And apparently it was because he never saw a finished set in his life until they were filming. Because he never knew what the monster was going to look like, and he never knew what the sets were going to look like until he actually walked on the set and they were doing the show.
The more you know. All right, Diane, who's your favorite doctor and why?
Tom Baker.
Oh, that's a very original answer.
For all the
I'm
same
sorry.
reasons Rick said, because I'm as well researched as him. But mostly because, and we talked about this earlier, the doctor that you first see tends to be your favorite doctor, right? And because I'm like baby boomer age, back in the 70s, 80s, the doctor I saw was Tom Baker. I talked to my sister tonight to let her know that I was doing a Doctor Who show, and said I didn't know if she knew who Doctor Who was. And she was like, "Oh yeah, he has scarves, right?" And I was like, "One."
No, he had 7, like Salome.
Well, I suppose, yeah. But one doctor is really famous for the scarf, and that's Tom Baker. So yeah, he was always my favorite too.
Matt?
Quirky and whimsical.
Matt, who's your favorite doctor and why?
Sylvester McCoy, because 2 years ago he said that I had a promising future in comedy, and no other doctors told me that. Like, I'm still waiting, Capaldi. Where the fuck are you, man? Jodie Whittaker, I'm hanging here. You could have come at any point and been like, you're a very funny comic, Matt. I like that. No, not only did Sylvester McCoy tell me that I had a future as a performer, then 20 minutes later, after he had told me that, his handlers, the people he was with, they both Mr. McCoy would really like to let you know that he found you quite amusing and that you do probably have a future in it. But they said probably. So yeah, that's my favorite doctor. Other than that, I would have to say, and I'm a little more new school, it would actually be Peter Capaldi is my favorite doctor. You guys, I love that for the newer doctors that kind of had that flair of the old, but then he also had, he was also just, I don't know, they all were good. I don't like Eccleston. You guys can fight me about that later.
I know. I don't.
That's
agree
all
with
right.
it. It's a personal preference. Anybody?
And it's wrong.
No, it's okay. Yeah, personal preference. Yeah. So yeah, you never forget your first doctor. Whoever you got into watching Doctor Who was who you liked.
You never forget your first doctor. Definitely sounds like either a Doctor Who marathon or a Johnson & Johnson ad.
No, it's you never forget your first doctor. It's the geek version of you never get your first.
Don't put the pause in.
No.
Yeah, the pause made it creepy, Rick.
Just makes it creepy.
Yeah, that's what made it creepy. That's exactly what made that weird. Ooh, favorite doctor. So we got a minute. We got 5 more minutes. Favorite Doctor Who villain.
Ooh, that's a great question. My favorite villain, I really loved when God, who's the guy? Guy who played the new toy maker. Neil Patrick Harris is the new toy maker, and I love the fact that it was a callback. The toy maker from the old, the original first series, which was great, and I thought he was great. And of course, just dancing around and doing shit. So Neil Patrick Harris, the toy maker. Yeah, Diane.
I like the classics, man. I like the Daleks. I like the mindlessness of their destructiveness. You know, so I do like that. I just like the Daleks and their complete bent on destruction.
Thanks, Matt.
Disney Plus. No, that was just you just that was a T-ball.
You're gonna get sued in the morning.
Oh
Congratulations. Yeah, they got
listen. This is the last thing they don't control is console room. It's this and like I think a Chuck E. Cheese over in Edina. That's it. That's all that they don't control. The rest of it is all Disney.
Capaldi was ready to walk through that door
Yeah,
until you said that.
He was gonna be like, you're a very funny comedian. I don't do a good Capaldi. I'm sorry, my British is terrible. No, my favorite Doctor Who villain is the Silence. Just because that was so creepy of like that you would not remember it.
That was very
Yeah, and then number 2 would be Weeping Angels because those are also I love those because those are like it was still the same series and it still felt like I was watching a horror movie at the same time. Especially the Don't Blink episode. Oh my God, I have goosebumps on the stage thinking about that.
That was the first episode with the Weeping Angels. I will say this about the Weeping Angels. I also love the Weeping Angels. I think what they did with them later was a little silly. I think they made it a little silly. Like when the spoiler, they made the Statue of Liberty a weeping angel, and I'm like, okay, come on, dude, that's stupid. But I thought it was stupid. But and then like anything that shows a weeping angel becomes a weeping angel. So they had like TV cameras becoming. I was like, that's too much. Just keep it simple, stupid.
Yep, keep it simple, stupid.
There we go. Mm-hmm. That's my own personal non-Disney Plus opinion.
All right, one more question because we got 3 more minutes to fill, and I told Shannon we were going to do an hour and a half on the nose.
And then there's karaoke.
2 minutes. D&D, ooh.
What's that?
D&D class.
Ooh, gosh. Well, okay.
I told you they were polyamorous at this convention. Listen, I don't even want other partners. I just need someone to sort this game out.
I haven't played D&D since my freshman year in community college, 13th grade. I was a dwarf thief named Falcon Eddie. My weapon of choice was a crowbar. And my DM absolutely loved that. And here's the best part. 2 people gamed. It was me and my friend Steve, and he was an elf. And we were Abbott and Costello. We were R2-D2 and C-3PO. We hated each other. I got caught once, and we got caught stealing something, and they were going to execute me in the town square. And Steve's elven character, I can't remember what their name was like in the square. I'm like, great, yeah, bring it on. He's going to save me. He didn't save me. I freaking died in the town square. But then, next thing I know, I get reanimated. He took my body to some wizard and reanimated me. I'm like, you let me die, you mother. And he's like, I brought you back. I'm like, yeah, but you liked watching me die. And he said, yeah, I really did like watching you die. So that's the last time. That was my memory of playing D&D.
I just really want to give you a wedgie right now. Diane?
I like to be Tanuki Mario in Mario Kart.
Yeah, it's the same thing. That's the same thing. That's
exact same thing.
I'm so
100%.
sorry. Can I be like a bard that sings Karma Chameleon as my power?
In about 5 minutes,
you have been watching The Great North.
You can do that. In about 5 minutes, you can sing Karma Chameleon. There you go.
Okay.
Karma Chameleon.
I mean, listening to your set earlier, you definitely come and go. Anyway.
Boom! Now comes the comedy.
Only after an hour and a half. Quickly, I last time I played as a barbarian class. I just, you always need someone to go in and smash, and it was fine. And then, then I played Dungeons and Dragons. There you go. Thank you. All right, that's been our time. This has been Comedy Through the Chaos.
Thank you very much, folks.
GaLAUGHray, you guys have a wonderful rest of your night, all right?
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you all.
Give it up for this GaLAUGHray team one more time.